things we have been doing, Deacon Green, is looking at the Christmas story, and we started out in Luke chapter 1, where the angel Gabriel visited a young lady by the name of Mary and told her that she would be the vessel through which the promise of Messiah would be born. And upon hearing that news, Mary, the confirmation that God had given her, that her cousin Elizabeth, who was with child in her own age, and we know that she also had been given a promise, or she and her husband Zechariah, that they would raise the forerunner of the Messiah that had been prophesied in the book of Malachi. And so Mary goes to see Elizabeth, and then we went to chapter 2, because that's where the story picks up. And we see Mary coming back home, and her fiance, Joseph, is perturbed because he's trying to figure out what is going on. 3 months ago, we were so in love, and you left here, and now you've come back pregnant, and I haven't been with you, so what is going on? And that's when God sends an angel to Joseph to let him know that God's plan not only involved Mary, but it also included him. That the two of them would be responsible for raising God's son. Ah, what an awesome responsibility. Can I get an amen, somebody? And so now the story goes back to Luke chapter 2. And so, with all that was happening to Mary and Joseph, the one thing that they went back home knowing, or they were at home knowing, was that God is in control of everything. And I'm sure that there are some of you who are listening to me this morning, sitting in here, some of you who are watching and listening on our various social media platforms, who can say this morning that with all the stuff that jumped off in your life, not just 2020, but even all the stuff that has been jumping off in 2021, you can say like them old soldiers used to say, if it had not been for the Lord who was on our side, where would we be? Oh, can somebody give God a praise for just seeing you through this year? And yet I must admit, there are times when life can throw stuff at you. There are times when life challenges. Somebody shout amen. There are times when life challenges you in such a way that you wonder if God has not forgotten about you. Well, let me assure you this morning that no matter what is going on in your life, that God cares too much for you to forget about you. Now, somebody ought to bless God for not forgetting you. Can I get an amen, somebody?